Assalamu alaikum. Namaste. Hotep. Shalom alaikum. Peace. This is Tracy Lene Muhammad. It's a beautiful Sunday morning, and I just finished teaching 2 yoga classes. This month marks 10 years that I've been teaching yoga, and I'm just humbled and grateful for the opportunity. The woman who taught me has since transitioned, and I thank you, Arlene Grace Bjork, for believing in me and telling me that I could teach yoga. I remember the conversation we had when I had been taking yoga for a while, and you told me you were about to start a teacher training and that you thought that I would be a great candidate. You were literally hand-picking people. It wasn't just open for everybody. You weren't concerned about the money. You just wanted to pick people that you knew or you felt had that gift, and I was one of them. And I remember I said to you, my sister said I can't teach yoga. And you said, oh, I'm sorry, who is your sister? Now, Arlene has since transitioned, so as I'm talking, I'm recalling the conversation, and I'm so grateful that she trusted me and believed in me, because I didn't trust and believe in myself at that moment. It's very important that you and I have people in our lives that trust us and believe in us and help us. I now call it my tribe sisters. And I'm blessed to have at least 20 tribe sisters that I can trust and call on. Some are closer to me than others, but they all empower me, and none of them intentionally hurt me. None of them. And none of them are backbiters or gossipers or liars. And I think a lot of that is because I worked really hard to make sure I'm not any of those things, so I attracted that to me. I used to think that family, the people that shared your same blood, you should be closest to them. But sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Sometimes family decides that their agendas are more important, and families I lived in a bubble, because when people would say, oh, family do this and do that, I'm like, not my family, until I was presented with some opportunities to see that my family isn't as perfect as I thought they were, and it hurts. But I know that it's not personal. But what came out of the situation, and I'm not going to go into the situation, because I really believe that continuing to tell the story keeps it in a space that it has some charge, but it's not real anymore because it's not happening. But I think for me, it was more hurtful because it made me feel like I wasn't important. And that's not the other person's responsibility, that's mine. It triggered in me that if you could do this to me, then I must not be important. But what I understand is it triggered that. And it also triggered, I grew up not really taking up for myself. I had a mouth, and I could really cut you down. But if I loved you, or if I were afraid of you, I didn't use my mouth on you. I used it on myself. The self beating up was just really bad for me. So I've learned now through different situations to value myself, and I don't let anybody devalue me. But sometimes I can come out real strong because I'm so passionate about this love I found for myself that I defend it. Because I was loving everybody else, and I'm not trying to make myself a martyr, because I'm not. And my mother pointed out some things in my character that needed to be worked on, and I know that I don't have a perfect character, but damn it, I got a high character. But she pointed out some things, and she agreed that I have a high character. She's my mom, she knows me very well. But she pointed out some things that I could work on. And then as I was talking to my husband yesterday, we were talking about food, and I don't eat tilapia or catfish or pork or beef, but I used to not look down on people who ate them, but wonder, why y'all eating that? But I'm eating Cheetos and shrimp and crab, and those things aren't good for you either. So I had to recognize that not only should I not judge what other people are doing, even when I think I'm doing it to help them, I had to realize that this journey called life, we're each experiencing it. And the 4 agreements, don't take it personal. Be impeccable with your word. Don't make assumptions and do your best at everything. When I live my life like that, I can lay down at night and go to sleep easily. So the situation that happened in my family hurt my feelings because it triggered in me, see, you're not enough. You're not important. See? And I went on to the defense of myself. And then I just almost decided to never talk to that person again. Like, you're dead to me. Fuck you. But that's not true to my soul because I don't live like that. So what I decided is, we don't see each other that much anyway, so just let it go and let life keep going on. It's one of those situations where I wasn't in error at all. So then there was an opportunity to see how I was going to handle it. Was I going to, puff out my chest and sit up higher on some fucking soapbox because I wasn't in error at all and tear the person down? No, she's still amazing. She still has the potential to be everything she wants. She just made an error because it wasn't a mistake. She knew exactly what she was doing. She made an error to cross me when she didn't need to. And at the end of the day, I don't run around thinking, oh, such and such is jealous of me. I don't live like that. But what I think is people make choices based upon what they think they want to do and they justify it. I love her. The blood runs through and I love everybody. I can't run around loving strangers and not love people whom I've grown up with, sharing time at our grandmother's house, our grandparents' house with. But I can understand now where they're coming from, and I can make a conscious choice not to allow people in that space where they can do damage. And so can you. It's called forgiveness. And in forgiveness, it doesn't have to make sense why you're forgiving them. You just have to forgive. Because there will be times in life when you will definitely want to be forgiven. And I don't know your religion, and I don't think it matters when it comes to forgiveness. It's the same for all. It's letting go, it's releasing, it's building up good karma. So when I decided to look at, okay, Tracy, you're upset because it struck you're not important. But you are important. You're very important. I was looking at Facebook memories this morning, and there was a picture of me when I was a little girl that came up. I started crying when I saw the picture because I remembered the loneliness of being a little girl with a spiritual understanding that my birth father wasn't in my life. All of the stuff that you think you don't know, you really do know. You know in your soul. So having that spiritual understanding, I started to recognize that I had some more healing to do in that little girl. Because I am important. And so are you. And so are we. And you don't have to live in this space of fear. Everything that you want, you indeed can have. But you got to believe you can have it. And then you've got to do the work. Nothing is going to happen without you actively participating. I believe stuff can fall out of the sky for you because you've been participating and moving and working towards it. So that's the avenue it comes. I don't believe when people say, oh, it's not going to fall out of the sky. It might fall off the sky. It might come to you in the form of another person. You may work hard, but you will have it. But you've got to believe it. I'm passionate today because it's just a lot of energy today. But I just wanted to share this. Because I'm not going to stop sharing YouTube videos. I may never get any views. It may just be me, my therapy to get it out. I didn't turn the camera to me because I just am not ready to show how vulnerable I can be. Because there's a part of me that isn't able to handle compassion from others. Because I'm learning to be compassionate to myself. I'm real hard on myself. Like real hard. And I'm learning not to be. So I didn't turn the camera to me because I didn't want you looking in my eyes and seeing some pain. But at the same time, I wanted to be vulnerable enough to let the pain out. Because if it stays in, it could hurt me. And I don't want it to do that. If you keep that pain in you, you could hurt yourself. So don't hurt yourself. Do I think that by me talking on YouTube that I'm helping people? I'm helping me. So if somebody listens, I hope I help them. I damn sure didn't make any of this up. I'm just regurgitating what I've gotten from other spiritual people through my life. And you can get it too. So, yeah, I'm on the road to recovery of being a person who beat themselves up all the time, I'm on a road to recovery from financial choices that I made that weren't great, that have really left me in a space of, but that doesn't define me. Your financial situation doesn't define you. What you've done doesn't define you. It shows you some things about yourself, but it doesn't become the definition of you until you accept it as that, or you keep doing it over and over and over and over and over and over again. Then you become that. But even with that, you can change. But understand that you may decide to do something different, and other people may not want you in their space because they remember the you that did that and hurt them. I've decided to let go of that betrayal and to decide that we don't have to see each other anyway, so it's not going to change anything. And to accept that there are times when you are completely not in error, and this was one for me. But I'm not going to gloat because I can do that too. And I accept that I show up sometimes in people's lives in a way that doesn't make them feel empowered. I'm doing that less and less because God knows I want to be the person. If you don't meet anybody that day that tells you you're amazing and wonderful and special and spectacular, then I want to be it. Not for the sake of my ego, but for the sake of the soul. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to give thanks and homage to the spirit of Arlene Grace Bjork, who gave me the courage to teach yoga, and I'm damn good at it. I want to thank myself for falling in love with myself. Of course, I want to thank my mother because she gave me life, and my father, because without them, I wouldn't have this being. And I know that that's important. And I'm accepting that, yes, genetically, I'm stunning. I'm a gorgeous woman. I didn't believe that all the time, but I know it and believe it now. I don't need other people to tell me. If you need somebody else to tell you you're stunning, then if nobody tells you, then will you not believe you're stunning? I know I'm stunning. I'm a gorgeous woman, but it had nothing to do with it. That's DNA. It's the combination of my mother and father and their mother and fathers that made my DNA, but I'm grateful for it, and I'm going to live in it. And me being stunning and saying it doesn't mean nobody else is. You got to know that. So I have a friend. Last thing I'm going to tell you, I have a tribe sister, and she has a daughter who's, I think, either 12 or 13. But her daughter is so beautiful. And she knows it already. And when she smiles, her smile lights up a room. But Imani knows she's amazing. Now, Tasha and her husband, they're great at telling her, but some of that came from her soul, because my parents certainly told me I was beautiful, but I didn't believe it. So this little girl, she doesn't even know it, but I pray for her often and send her energy that she continues to know who she is at this young age so that she can soar. Let's teach our children. Let's love ourselves. Let's love our spouses. Let's forgive. Let's let this time on the planet and these bodies we're in be full of radical forgiveness. Radical forgiveness is that forgiveness where you decide, yeah, I didn't do it. You brought it into my life, but it's good for me. I forgive you. And maybe they stay, maybe they go. There's a book. It's by Colin Tippin. It's called Radical Forgiveness. I bought it years ago. I tried it, and it does work. But what I did is I picked back up the bullshit because my ego was still a little bit bigger than my soul. But now I've shrunk that ego all the way down and my soul is shining fully. Thank you so much for your time. It's a lot. And I know that you have other things you could be doing. And I'm grateful that you chose to listen to me. Assalamu alaikum. Namaste. Hotep. Shalom alaikum. Peace out to Brooklyn and everywhere else. That's a tribute to my husband, whom I love so much. He's from Brooklyn. That Brooklyn boy took my heart 24 years ago, and it's been some fuckery in that time, but we're back. So if you know what happened to us, you don't have to worry about no more. We good now.